Welcome all of you to this new episode of Expert Says. Our expert in Expert Says is Dr. Vijayasekaran Duraisami, Lead Remote Sensing Specialist, Central Project Management Unit, UNDP. Vijay sir, welcome to Expert Says. What are the key technological innovations or advancements that have been integrated into the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana since its inception?
Thanks, Ganesh. So, as you know, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is our flagship program of our country. So, it was launched from Kharif 2016. Before that, there were different experiments on crop insurance were undertaken in early 1970s onwards. So, right now it is more of a restructured and more efficient program which aim to support production in agriculture by providing affordable crop insurance product and ensure comprehensive risk cover for crops of farmers against all non-preventable natural risks from pre-sowing to post-harvest stage. So the PMFBY program itself has designed in such a way as a technology driven. So since the inception, there were many technological solutions have been integrated in the scheme for the efficient progress of the scheme. So as such, we have technologies and programs like YesTech, WINS and CropX are three major technological solutions which have been a part of the program now. YesTech is known as yield estimation system based on technology. It is mainly the technology-driven crop yield estimation, where mainly the satellite imageries and other remote sensing technologies will be used for crop acreage mapping and crop yield prediction and so on. And also which have enhanced the crop cutting experiments samples which have been collected. So the crop cutting experiments are the major component of crop loss assessment and doing for the crop yield estimation. So with introduction of YesTech, the efficiency of collecting this crop cutting experiment locations and identifying the locations for these crop cutting experiments have much more enhanced now. And also we have WINS, that is known as Weather Information Network Data Systems. Basically, WINS helps for getting the hyper-local weather data. The weather data here is rainfall, temperature, humidity, and so on. The data which are mainly useful for sending out crop advisories to farmers, and also as part of the crop loss assessment and crop modeling, the weather data is very much important. So right now there are gaps with the data which is provided by India Meteorological Department because of the sparse distribution of the weather stations. So under the WINS program, the Ministry of Agriculture and Department of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare has initiated this WINS program. All these state governments are working on that. A part of the PMFBY program are working to develop this network of weather stations, automatic weather stations and automatic rain gauges that could existing gap in the data availability, and also provide hyperlocal weather data that could support the crop advisory and crop modeling activities and climate calculations in short duration and efficiency. And also we have CropPic under the PMFBY program, which is known as collection of real-time observations and photographs of crops. So under YesTech, we are using the satellite imageries for crop mapping and yield estimation. And CropPic is mainly based on the mobile application, where this application will be used for collecting the crop details through photographs. So using this advanced machine learning and deep learning models, which used to identify any sort of pest occurrence or any damage which has happened at the field, that can be easily collected and which can act as ground truth information. So basically, from the ground truth data, we could be able to use this data for modeling activities and also the loss assessment. So this will be bring more added advantage with the YesTech technology, which use satellite imagery. And also we have developed many mobile applications like Agri crop cutting experiment, that is Agri CCE, that is known as Agri CCE mobile application, and also we have aid application for farmer enrollment for the insurance program. So the CCE mobile application is used for the ground data collection in more efficient way, which have options for geotagging the locations in which the data is being captured. That will bring more transparency in the data collection. So these are some of the major technologies which are used under the PMFBY.
Okay, sir. And sir, how has technology enhanced the efficiency and accuracy of assessing crop damages and determining compensation under the scheme?
Yeah. As I mentioned, the PMFBY, the primary objective of the PMFBY scheme is to reduce the delays in claim payment to farmers. And that is where the technology can bring in the transparency and also the efficient way of doing this damage assessments. Let us imagine as I mentioned, primarily the crop cutting experiments, the CCE are the major source of data which has been used for crop yield assessment in case of any damages happen because of any perils. The CCE data will be used for claim settlement. So as per the guidelines suggested by the Government of India, at least 4 number of crop cutting experiment has to be done at insurance unit level. Here, insurance unit is Gram Panchayat. It is Gram Panchayat. It's a village or a Gram Panchayat for each crop. So each Gram Panchayat, there should be 4 crop cutting experiments has to be done at ground level. But if you imagine, there is more than 2.5 lakhs of Gram Panchayats in our country. So doing like 4 CCEs in each Gram Panchayat is a cumbersome task. Which needs a lot of labor and also which kind of delays the claim settlement to the farmers. So that is where where we introduced technologies like satellite-based remote sensing and UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles for capturing, the crop damage, and also the digital georeferenced photographs for crop status assessment and statistical sampling techniques for selection of this crop cutting experiment location. So under the STEC program, we have the smart sampling technique for crop cutting experiments. So in order to select efficient selection of this CCE crop cutting experiment locations, we use the crop yield proxy, which is derived from the remote sensing data. Mainly the satellite imageries are derived different products like vegetation index and backscatter data will be used for identifying, basically stratifying the Gram Panchayat where the yield levels are like, for example, moderate or good yield locations, and also the locations which have low and medium level of yield for the particular season. So we use the near real-time satellite data for identifying the CCE locations based on the smart sampling technique. And as I mentioned, we have developed a CCE Agri app. It is a mobile-based, smartphone-based application which real-time transfer of this CCE data which is captured. During the crop cutting experiment, we used to collect the geo coordinates, latitude and longitude of the location in which the experiment is being conducted, and also the photographs and also the quantity of yield on that particular location. All these informations will be captured through the mobile application, will be shared real time. The application has designed in such a way it can work in offline mode as well. Maybe the field agents may face network issues sometime. Even though the mobile application has efficiently designed in such a way, once the mobile comes into the network area, it can be directly synced to our national crop insurance portal. So it is a real-time transfer of the data which has been collected. So it is made mandatory from Kharif 2017 onwards, and the states who are doing this CCEs have to provide the evidence. to Government of India.
Okay. And sir, can you elaborate on the role of satellite imagery and remote sensing technologies in improving the assessment and validation process for crop losses?
The remote sensing technology has unique advantages, it has a better revisiting time and also collecting large scale data through satellite imagery. So, and also the historical archived information for the previous years also can be easily retrieved from the remote sensing technology. We have ways and means of getting the historical information of the particular location, and also near real-time information can be captured through the remote sensing technology. This could improve the crop damage assessments and validation. So mainly the remote sensing technology under this PMFBY scheme and STEC, mainly which is used for crop type identification and also the crop area mapping. That is a important parameter which needs to be identified for the loss assessment. So the first stage is the crop type mapping, where the satellite imagery is used to identify the type of crop, whether it is a paddy or wheat, and also which will provide the geographical distribution of the crop cultivated area. And at scale, it can be done for the entire country, and also each season how the cropping system is changing, and all this information can be efficiently captured from the satellite data. So, and also I mentioned about the smart sampling technique, which uses the remote sensing data as a base. So the informations which are derived from satellite imageries, which include vegetation indices and radar backscatter ratios, basically used for identifying this crop cutting experiment location, that is the core of the loss assessment and yield estimation. So with the remote sensing data, the sample quality and distribution will be improved very much. And also it is noted, using this smart sampling technique through satellite data for crop cutting experiments by some states has really shown increased efficiency in implementation of the CCE experiment, and also which has enhanced the client settlement process. So, and also any damages due to perils like floods or droughts can be effectively monitored from satellite imagery. For example, flood inundations because of any heavy rainfall or cyclone, that can be captured using the microwave remote sensing data. The flood inundated areas and standing crops can be easily identified through satellite imageries, and the crop damages can be assessed with the satellite data. And the severity levels of the event at scale and also the area damaged can be effectively mapped.
Okay, sir. And what are the ways and means to improve yield estimation using technologies?
Under this program, we already have done many pilot studies for technology-driven crop yield estimation for both cereal and non-cereal crops. So under this STEC, this could definitely benefit by using the technologies like satellite imageries, drones, and especially the UAVs, and for the crop area estimation and yield modeling, and also the CC planning, which is already we are using the smart sampling technique. So especially introducing the drones for damage assessment would really help, because the satellite data which have some data gaps. Nowadays, there are many satellite imageries are openly available, and our country also have many Earth observation satellites, but still there are gaps in getting the data on that particular event of any peril, any damage, or because of the floods or droughts. So during the floods, we have a cloud cover issue, because most of the time the satellite imagery has cloud covered, so we cannot map anything from the satellite imagery. So there are gaps in that, but while using the drone data, we can fly the drone and get the data similar to of satellite imagery that can be used for yield estimation during the any sort of perils which happen. And very recently, our country has declared the Indian Geospatial Policy in 2023, and which made our Indian remote sensing satellite data available to public free of cost. So ours is the first of the kind 5-meter high resolution data which is made publicly available for research purposes and for development. So this kind of open source satellite imageries combined with other technologies like machine learning and deep learning models could really improve the yield estimation process. And
Okay, and that brings us to the last question. So, how important is continuous innovation and technological evolution in ensuring the effectiveness and sustainability of agricultural insurance schemes like the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana?
nowadays, there is an increase in the events of perils due to climate change. All over the globe, there are increase in number of perils. So very recently, the World Meteorological Organization also published a report on El Nino Southern Oscillation, that is known as ENSO. Basically, it is an climatic phenomenon which is like warming of ocean temperature and changing the pressure systems in both land and ocean. So basically, this means there will be increased events of cyclones and heat waves can occur. Based on the report given by the World Meteorological Organization, there is a more than 60% increase can be seen in the upcoming year 2024 in northern India, especially with higher precipitation, higher rainfall events. The severe weather events can be noticed. So during this perils, the quick response and claim settlements is very important under the scheme like Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So that is where new innovative technologies, as I mentioned, like drones, microwave radar data, which has the cloud penetration capabilities, and introducing robust machine learning and deep learning models for crop detection and damage estimation. Ingesting this kind of technology is more important. So already under the scheme, under the direction of Department of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare and Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare and MNCSC Malnobis National Crop Forecast Center, the pilot studies are already conducted along with different agri-tech companies in our country, and research institutions and insurance companies also had been involved for testing out, piloting this different technological solutions for crop mapping and yield prediction under the PMFBY program. Under this new innovations which are introduced in Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana will bring more transparency and quick response for claim settlements. So I believe these innovative technologies will make the scheme sustainable and scalable at country level.
Okay, sir. I hope that you would have gained a lot of knowledge by listening to Dr. Vijayasekaran Duraisami in this episode. For all such information, keep listening to Expert Says.